Alright. I'm here. We're finally doing it. We're getting the predictions for the New York Giants. As you guys know, everything I say is true. So, I'm just playing, guys. But here we are. We're doing our season predictions for the New York Giants. Now, I intentionally, and I know it's been a long time coming, but guys, I literally intentionally did not watch any other video makers' predictions on the Giants. I don't care if they were Giants fans or not. This is nothing against them. I just didn't want it to influence my predictions. I didn't want it to be like, oh, well, what he's saying is right, or I disagree with this. I'm going to basically what I think. I'm not going to let any other third party mind that isn't my own, influence my my season prediction. So I'm definitely gonna watch everybody else's season predictions. Like I know Bad Dog and Chris made one. I haven't watched it yet because I haven't finished mine, but it's finished. The reason why it's taken so long is because I am actually, guys, this shows I really have no friends. So you guys can see I made every single NFL team schedule on here, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going, and I'm almost done with. I got like 2 more conferences to go. I got one more conference to go. That's AFC West. I'm going over all the wins and losses as I do every year, but that shows how every year I just don't have friends. But anyway, let's get on to the video. We're going to be talking about the New York Giants and what I think they're going to go. Wins and losses. Let's start off with week 1. Now, initially I had this as a loss, but it seems more and more realistic now that the Giants are against the Dallas Cowboys are going to be without Ezekiel Elliott. The Dallas Cowboys may just be without Ezekiel Elliott for a couple of weeks, maybe into week 6 or something like that. I really don't think Ezekiel Elliott is going to push. Is going to give in. I think he's going to push as hard as he can to try to get this deal done. I think it's stupid, honestly, for him to do it this early, but I can see where he's coming from. But yeah, I think he's going to be sitting out for this game. If he does play, this can easily be a loss. Matter of fact, if he does play, this will be a loss. But I'm very confident to say I know the Giants start off slow every year. They haven't won a week 1 game in a while. If they did win one in the past couple years, that was probably one in the past 10 years. We really don't win week 1 games because they're always against Dallas anyway. So that being said, yeah, so we are going to be winning against the Dallas Cowboys. By the way, I'm going to put up a chart wherever. I don't know how I'm going to do it in post-production, but I'm going to have, so you guys can see right next to me, or, it's going to be over my face or whatever. I'm going to have the Giants winning against the Dallas Cowboys. Week 2 against Buffalo. Now, I had Buffalo down as one of the sleeper teams in the NFL. I just think they're also a team that's going to start off slow. I don't like where Josh Allen is right now as a quarterback. I'm really not a huge fan of him. I never really was, especially out of the draft. I think he was better than Lamar Jackson, or maybe even worse. I don't know. I just don't like Josh Allen whatsoever. But it's that Buffalo defense that I really think is going to put them over the edge. But I still have the Giants coming away with this game. And guys, I'm trying as best as I can not to be biased about this, okay? I really thought about this and really was like, okay, do I really think the Giants are going to win? And Buffalo was in the same position a couple years ago when we faced Buffalo. They had a great defense, a so-so offense with Tyrod Taylor there, and we whooped Buffalo. And even though I thought we were going to lose that game that year because of their great defense, their defense is great this year. We might even have a good chance to get against them this year as well. So I'm going to have us going 2-0 in the first 2 weeks, guys. It's insane. Week 3 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm hoping to go to this game, but depending on how my bank account is, because I really want to make it up for week 10 with all the other Giants YouTubers. So it's either that or the Tampa Bay game. We'll see what happens, or both. I don't know. But I really want to go to this game because I'm in Florida. But I'm going to have us beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers every single year. I mean, for the past 3 or 4 years, the Giants have played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and we beat them all but 1 year. And most of those games were down here in Florida. So, and Tampa is not a good home team at all. So I'm going to have us winning against the Buccaneers as well. The reason why we lost, I think this was 2 years ago. The reason why we lost against Tampa 2 years ago in Tampa was because of a missed field goal in the rain. So we'll be a-okay. We'll be fine. I think we're going to go 3-0. We're going to start 3-0. The New York Giants are going to start 3-0, but it turns into a slippery slope soon. Again, week 4 against Washington. Now, listen, this could be a win, but here's the thing. I think Washington is going to start off great, like as they did last year where they were like 6-2. But as the injuries start coming along, as all these other things start coming along, as the Washington Redskins usually encounter, I think that's when they'll start to have a bad season. But I think the Redskins are going to have a decent start. They might have a decent start. Actually, I only have them winning against the Giants. I have them going 0-3 until week 4 where they beat the Giants. But I think they are going to beat the Giants. Their roster, it looks too good, especially for a division rival. I think the Giants will give up this game. Now, I know we usually beat up on the Redskins, but we could easily start 4-0, but I'm going to say the Giants slow down just a bit and lose to the Washington Redskins in week 4 at home. We then move on to the Minnesota Vikings, and I really can't see any way around this game. I know it's a home game, but Minnesota looks too good this year. I think the only weak spot there, the only question mark there is the quarterback, Kirk Cousins, and he is a good quarterback. We're just trying to see if he's elite or not or worth his contract. That's pretty much the question mark there. Everywhere else on Minnesota's roster is solid. The offensive line is probably another question mark, but everywhere else is just solid for the Minnesota Vikings. I really can't see any way around this game. I think the Giants have no chance in this game. We then move on to New England, another game I just can't see happening. This may be the last meeting between Tom Brady and Eli Manning, but I just can't see the Giants pulling off this game. It may happen, in 2014 it almost happened, except Landon Collins didn't catch that interception. But I just can't see that happening. I think the New England is going to beat the Giants. So then right there and then we have 3-3 already in week 6. So we have 3 straight wins, 3 straight losses. So it's a slippery slope from there. But then we rebound at home against Arizona and we get the win against the Arizona Cardinals. Now the Arizona Cardinals I think are going to be better than we expect, better than a lot of people expect. But at the same time, I just don't think they're ready to win games. I think they're going to be scrappy in a lot of games, like how the Cleveland Browns were a couple years ago, where they almost won games, but they weren't quite there yet. So that's where I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to be this year. Next up, we have the Detroit Lions. Now, a lot of people have their mixed reviews on the Detroit Lions. I think they're going to be a little better this year. Their defense looks a lot better, and that was their weak spot for a past couple years now. But with Matt Patricia there, and especially with the guys that they have there, man, I'm really excited about what the Detroit Lions are. Their defense is going to be next year, and I think they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. Matt Stafford, say what you want about Matt Stafford. He's still one of my favorite quarterbacks in the league. They're getting there. They're building their team up. They're still kind of the little brother in the NFC North, but I still think they're going to be a decent team in the NFL. And I think we're going to lose against the Detroit Lions. So from right there, we're going to be 4-4 by week 8. Next up, we have Dallas at home, and I think we're going to lose this game against Dallas because I think Ezekiel Elliott by that time will come back. If he doesn't hold out the whole year, I think he will come back. Either way, I think Dallas will either learn to be without Ezekiel Elliott or Ezekiel Elliott won't be there. I think eventually, either way, they're going to rebound against the Giants again, and they'll beat us at home in week 9. Then that puts us at 4-5 right there. Then week 10, we're against the New York Jets. It's the Snoopy Bowl, and I think we're going to win this game. I think the Jets are on the right track. I think Sam Darnold as a quarterback looks fantastic so far in the preseason. So far, what he's showing, he looks great. I think the Giants are going to come out victorious here against the New York Jets in week 10. That puts us at 5-5 by the bye, and we have a week 11 bye. But I believe last year we had a week 12 bye, so around the same thing. I'm pretty much okay with this. We get ready for the final stretch of the season. Next up in week 12, even after the bye, we're at Chicago. This is going to be a tough game to pull out. Now, I know we beat Chicago at home last year, 30-27. That was without Mitch Trubisky there. But if Mitch Trubisky is playing in week 12 at Chicago, I really think we don't really have much of a chance there against Chicago. I think Chicago is going to be a really good team. I know they're probably going to take a step back from last year. I still think they're going to be a pretty decent team. Don't know. I haven't done my playoff bracket yet, so I don't know if they wind up making the playoffs in my scenario. But they're going to be a pretty good team in my scenario. So that being said, that puts us at a loss there. We will be 5-6 there. Now, week 13 against the Green Bay Packers, I have us losing. Green Bay doesn't have a fantastic roster, but I think now with Matt LaFleur there and all that Mike McCarthy nonsense put aside, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be just fine there, and they'll play much better as a team. And in week 13, I have us losing against the Green Bay Packers for our second straight loss. So that puts us at 5-7 so far, I believe. So week 14 at Philadelphia, this is going to be a challenge, man. It really is. I really don't know if we're gonna pull this one out, man. I really don't know. But I'm gonna say we're gonna be losing to Philadelphia at this time. At Philadelphia, it's very hard for us to get a win over there. The Philly fans are crazy over there, and the Giants are just not well at playing over there. So I'm gonna say that's a loss. That puts us at 5-8 right there. And then against Miami, look, Miami's going to be like a 3-13, 2-14 team. I don't remember if I did their predictions already. But they're going to be a bad team. I have us winning against Miami. Next up, at Washington, I have us winning at Washington. Pretty self-explanatory there. I think we'll be just fine. And I think by that time, they're going to be suffering a lot of injuries. And just being Washington as they are. And then week 17, I have us beating Philadelphia, because I think Philadelphia will pretty much be on their playoff, getting ready for the playoffs, and they're going to rest their starters, stuff like that. We'll get the win against Philadelphia there. So that puts us at 8-8, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I thought that I had the New York Giants going 7-9, but with this whole Zeke situation, I had us winning in week 1, but we could very well lose in week 1, so that will put us at 7-9. I have us going 3-3 in the division. So that's pretty decent, being that we always get bullied in the division. The only team we bully is Washington, and they're starting to get wins on us now. Dallas and Philadelphia are always a consistent problem, so it's very possible we get swept by both teams, and we just go like 1-5 or 2-4 in the division. But I'm gonna be a little generous to the Giants and say that we go 3-3 in the division. So let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. 8-8 for the New York Giants, 3-3 in the division. And on the step forward to a better team. This is gonna be a rebuilding year. We shouldn't be too focused on this year. If we make the playoffs, that's fantastic. But I think next year is where you really need to start watching the Giants. For all things Giants and NFL news alike, I'm Kid Blue, and I will see you guys in the next video.